All right, everybody. So you may be wondering, what's market structure, higher highs, lower lows, liquidity? What is all of that stuff? Today we're going to discuss, if you are new here, welcome. We're going to discuss 10 price action concepts everyone should know. And if you are new, like I say, I'm glad you are here. And this channel is dedicated to trading, a couple of business opportunities that I am promoting right now. But let's get right into this. So, you've probably heard higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows. That's what's called market structure. And basically, is the market bullish or bearish? Is it going up or going down? So, I had this trend line here, and as you can tell, the market was, though it was kind of ranging a little bit, it was typically going down. And then over here we had the breakout structure, and then it started reversed and it started going bullish. So the next thing we're discussing, excuse my charts, I'm actually testing a new strategy, so that's why I've got some things. But the next thing we were going to discuss is support and resistance. And after that, of course, you cannot talk about price action without talking about candlesticks. So as you can see, right here was a very strong level of support. Support would be the floor, resistance being the ceiling, and you can kind of tell. I'll go up to a higher time frame and let you see how all of this, now it really looks a mess. So like I say, I'm testing an 8 a.m. candle strategy, so I really don't want to take this stuff off, but I'll just mark this here. This would be an area right here. Let me make that yellow so you can see it. Right here, this would be considered resistance. You see how it came up, it hit that line, went back down, came back up, touched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more times, and then went back down. That's a strong area of support. So the next thing we'll get into is the actual candlesticks, and candlesticks truly make up the price action. I'm going to go down to a lower time frame so it doesn't look so like a kindergartner drew on here. Like I say, I'm testing a strategy right now, and I don't want to mess up my chart because it's specifically for SPX 500. And Forex, futures, they're all the same. If you can read a chart, you can read any chart. And I highly suggest that everybody, really take some time, even on your job, if you're invested in your 401k, if you know how to read a chart, you can be, using some of your money to build your own 401k and, retire comfortably. Trading does involve risk, of course, but I just think it's a really nice skill to have, to be able to sit down and let your money work for you, and you have control over it. So price action, like you can go through here, these are what this candle right here is, what's called a doji. This is bullish or bearish engulfing. This would be a bullish engulfing. These long wicks on here, this is called a pin bar. I mean, I actually trade like 5 different types of candlestick patterns, and there's hundreds of them. I will actually give you as a bonus for being here, I'm going to give you a copy of the candlestick trading bibles. If you want to grab that, you feel free to click the link in the video description. But it's a game changer. You get a couple of one guy on YouTube, I love it, he calls this a kangaroo tail. But as you can see, the price just ran up from here. This was earlier today. The buyers really rallied today. So let's get into the next part, which is the trend. And we kind of already discussed that. Actually, what is a breakout? So a breakout would be, we were going down, and then we're also talking about the next price action. We were going down, we were in a bearish trend, and then here we had a break of structure. We had one more pullback, which is called a retest of this demand zone that was right here, and I'll mark it up so you can see it. This was a demand zone that was created when during this large push down. And as you can see, this is called a liquidity grab. So the market was pushed down, it was pushed up, and then what happened here was the market makers were actually looking to catch people's money. So they know there was a lot of money sitting down here because retail traders were predicting this to go up, and which it did, but it came back to grab the money, their money, before it did this final huge push up for the day. And I'll let you see this on the higher time frame of we had a great push today. I wish I would have been trading, not working on my business. We had a push of, good gracious, 412 points today. Well, over the last couple days, not just today, but that was a really great move if you could have caught that. So that's candlesticks, and kind of that's really the main part of price action if you want the truth. So we kind of did a breakout and a retest. I discussed liquidity, supply and demand. This would be considered, I would consider this, let me get this out of your way here. This would be considered like a supply demand. There's supply zone right here. You can see this, and they came back and touched into that zone when they did the retest, and they grabbed the money again. Here you see all of these kind of work in conjunction. If you can really sit here and look at this, I'm going to get this out of your way, and this one too. How they come back and they tap into here, but here's some equal highs going on right here. That's a strong liquidity zone that market makers are going to really be looking to push into and snatch up our money. So when you understand smart money concepts and those types of things, it makes you just become that even better trader. And the last thing is risk management, which I see a lot of people that trade without a stop loss, and your first job in trading is to protect your capital, and that's what your stop loss is for. And you shouldn't be risking more than 1 to 2% per trade. So if you're one that likes to open up several positions, then maybe you're risking 1% with one trade and 1% with another trade. Definitely my max is 3% of my account. That's and I've gathered enough evidence to know that the cards are probably going to fall in my favor if I'm risking that much of my capital. And then of course you have your trading psychology. Patience, discipline. I was kind of upset earlier, so I didn't even work on my business. That's how disciplined I am just about my business, let alone my trading. If it's a bad day for me, something happened, I'm not feeling good, I just don't trade. It's not worth coming in here and try to lose, and then I'm trying to revenge trade. So these are some of my favorite 10 concepts of price action that make price action very clear. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Like I say, I'll leave the link to the Candlestick Trading Bible. It really is the Bible of traders. So if you want to grab that, feel free. The Auto Trader for iCoin Pro will be launching soon. You want to join my team? I'd love to see you on the inside. All right, guys. God bless.